Ma'am, that's not how it works. Long-time lurker, first-time poster to this sub. I apologize for any errors. I'm on mobile. Sorry that it's a little long. I'm a manager in a fairly large and well-known craft store in the U.S. and Canada. I've been working there for 4 years now, and I've had my fair share of headache-inducing customers. A few days ago, I had one woman that takes the cake. On Tuesday, I was working on truck putting new freight on the shelves when a woman approached me. She comes in frequently, and she's never the easiest to handle. Let's call her Karen. Karen approaches me. I have a question. Me putting on my best customer service voice and smile. Yes, ma'am, what can I assist you with? She proceeds to shove her phone into my face. The app says I will get my voucher within 72 hours of earning it. It's been 2 days. I want my voucher. Ma'am, 72 hours is 3 days. It's only been 48. Well, I purchased $30 worth of stuff Saturday. Where is it? Yes, should be 3 days, but she originally said 2. Ma'am, I apologize, but I can't do anything in store. You'll need to call the customer service line and they can help you. But it takes 72 hours for vouchers to obtain in the system and up to 10 days for them to come through your email or app. It doesn't say that. You've asked us about it before and we've explained it before. She mumbles something about me being a bitch and walks off. 20 minutes later, I'm in the kids section putting up glitter. She sees the glitter glue pens. How much are these? For 99. She grabs 2 packs and thanks me. 10 minutes later. Cashier comes on the radio. Can someone do a price check? Customer says these glitter pens are $1, but they're ringing up for $4.99. A sigh and reply. Helped her. They are for 99. She's aware of this. Cashier, she's heading back there. Great. Karen points at the $1 tag for items below the pens. It says here they're $1. Ma'am, they're for $99. I told you that when you asked a few minutes ago. This says $1. I grab the hooks with the $1 labels clearly attached. These are $1. Those are for 99. The $1 is sold out. I apologize. Then those should be $1. Well, those hooks clearly say they're for 99. She then points lower on the shelf. What about these? It says $2, but nothing is there. Yes, ma'am, that item is sold out. She points at the $2 and moves up to the glitter glue to shelves up. Then these should be $2. Well, those are $3. That doesn't make sense. It should go up to the next item up. Well, it is only for that item, not ones above it. I've never heard of it before. She storms off. Not even 5 minutes later. Cashier up, can you come up front? She wants a manager. I walk up front, mentally preparing for the crap show I'm about to walk into. She's glaring daggers at me. I have some complaints about how you run this store. First of all, the signs are not clear. Ma'am, we have the same system as almost everyone else. Prices are on the peg for that item, not above it. A regular customer like me doesn't know that. Internally screaming and thinking everyone knows that. My kids even know how it works. Secondly, the sale sign over there says 40% off with 50%. Yes, she complained about the items being on better sale than stated. I'm sorry, ma'am. Corporate will sometimes have a higher sale for items for a couple days, and we won't receive signs or be notified until we see it at the register. This is ridiculous. I'm going to shop at your competitor. Sorry to hear that. Have a good day, ma'am. She came back in yesterday.
I calculated it myself, so the register is wrong. First post, so I hope I'm doing it right. English is not my native language. So earlier this year, I started working in a local grocery store. So when this story happened, I was still fairly new to everything and I wasn't wearing a headset at the time. So if something were to happen, I'd have to ask a colleague to call someone. Also, we have extra screens that show the costumers the items that are scanned and their total, and the registers are shared by 2 people facing away from each other. I already knew the lady this story is about, because the first time she was at my register, she snatched the receipt out of my hand, telling me to just put it down. So when I saw her in the line to my register again, I knew I had to make everything perfect. She comes up and I start scanning her items. On a side note, she bought 100 cans of cat food, and some other stuff, and I tell her the total. He looks at the screen, then looks at me and says that it can't be because she calculated it, and the register is wrong. She then proceeds to recalculate the items in her head. Probs to her, I couldn't do this, and tells me the total she comes up with, which is about €4 less. I'm kinda lost sense, you know. If the register tells me the price, I can't change anything about it. In comes the manager of the evening who backs me up after checking if I did everything right. The lady still says it can't be and recalculates at least 3 more times. Asking for the manager, not knowing she is already there. The asking for someone higher up. It was late. The manager was the highest person in the store. In between, she tells us she is going to take the receipt with her and she wants to have it. Me and the manager tell her she can have the receipt, but she has to pay first. He actually took so much time with complaining and recalculating and everything that another costumer in line offered to pay the difference. She finally decides to pay, once again snatching the receipt out of my hand, and she leaves. It was already a wild ride for me because she was the first really rude costumer I had, but you know it happens. I know that now. But the story doesn't end here, because the next time I work, she comes up to my register from the outside of the store. She wasn't shopping and came directly to me. I was scanning another costumer's items and told her to wait, and I was already looking for a way to get someone to help me if she gets rude again. Since I wasn't wearing a headphone thing and I was alone in the register booth. But I got a really pleasant surprise because she came up to apologize to me. That in fact she calculated wrong and the register was right. And then she proceeds to tell me her life story, which I cut short. Other costumers were waiting. And now every time I work and she is in the store, she comes to my register and is actually rather nice now. Edit. While I am kind of overwhelmed with all the comments, haha. Also, how do awards work? For clarification, tax is already included in the prices here. I'm sorry if I haven't replied to your comments, but I read them all.
Lady picks on new guy for double scanning items. Upon inspection, he actually missed an item and her total went up. We have this one regular who likes to pick on new team members. He goes through the newest cashier if she can, and always raises a stink until the manager, me, comes by to demolish her. She always leaves grumpy, so why does she keep shopping here? Who friggin' knows? So she goes through Jay's till today. He has been here for 2 weeks and is 1 week fresh on the register. He's doing great and so far has made every effort to understand the register, and he's been pretty independent too. He scans through her items, asks about the club card, offers a bag, and announces her total. She then scoffs and says, how can it be that much? Jay then jovially tells her that items can add up when you're in the zone, and repeats her total. He insists he scanned something twice, and not quite having faced a customer like this before. He calls me over for backup. After listening to her claim, I dutifully check each item's tag with the register's item list to satisfy her paranoid claim, all the while explaining to Jay how to handle a double scanned item. Well, what a surprise. Nothing was scanned twice. However, it looks like Jay missed an item while scanning. Well, new total is up by $15. Cash or card? This woman stared at Jay and I for at least 5 full silent seconds before she started apologizing and saying her English was bad and she didn't understand what we were saying. I explained what happened a couple different ways, ensuring there was no conflict of communication, and each time repeated her height and total. Eventually she gave up and paid the higher amount. She sulked on out of the store, claiming we always do this crap with her. Sorry lady, idiot tax is really. Yes, I did discuss with Jay to be a little more careful and steady at cash going forward. To make sure he doesn't miss any more items, just in case this has been a recurring problem and not a one-off. I have high hopes for him going forward.
Old woman acts very rude, surprisingly apologizes when confronted about her behavior. I work for a big-name department store. I served an old woman with a large order. I ask her if it's all one transaction, which she responds very rudely, what kind of question is that? Do you see another person with me? At this point, I'm cringing because I know this isn't going to be an easy transaction. She tries to pass me her bags, but I'm not allowed to pack them, so I place all her items on the end. She starts yelling and screaming about how lazy I am, calls me the worst cashier in the world, some rather personal insults. Eventually, I look at her and say, "Look, I'm just following the rules of my job. I'm not allowed to deviate from them in any way. There's no reason to get personal. Please leave me alone." She seems pretty humiliated after that and simply responds with "okay," and remains silent until the transaction is complete, when she apologizes for her behavior and admits that she was in a bad mood and shouldn't have taken it out on me. Sure if she was actually sorry or just embarrassed that I called her out, but I genuinely wish more rude customers would apologize like she did.
Check out my other splendid videos.